Hey, friends. Thanks for tuning in. And today I want to just take a moment to teach you 5 tips and tools to upgrade your life, to inspire your life, to make it better, to take it from good to great. And if we're meeting for the first time, my name is Shelley Marenka with Inspired Living, and I am really happy that you tuned in. So, without wasting any more time, I want to talk to you about love, gratitude, and miracles and 5 different ways that we can make that happen. And they're simple and they're free. And you can actually start after you finish with the tune in to Shelley Marenka right here. So the thing is that when you invest in yourself, you're investing in your future. And what better to invest in than you? Because you are amazing, you are great, and you are worth it. So when I talk about investing, it's just really a matter of tuning into the habits that you have and to new tips and tools and ideas that you can adopt so that you're running on a level of excellence with great habits and not habits that bring you down. So get your pen and paper, and here we go with number one. I'm going to invite you to take time to disconnect from your world. And what that means is that you're disconnecting from your phone, you're disconnecting from your computer, unless you're listening to me, Inspired Living with Shelley Marenka. You're disconnecting from even conversation, from work, from gossip. You're disconnecting from social networks, from news, and just take some time to breathe, right? To just breathe and tap into who you are. Sit down for a minute. Just like if you have an animal and you teach them to sit and stay, right? Teach yourself to sit and stay, even if it's just for 5 minutes, and breathe and do some exercises like breathing in for 7 seconds, holding for 4, and exhaling and expiring everything that you don't want for 7. Okay, so that's number one. Just take time to disconnect from your world. So it doesn't take a lot, but it can make a huge difference on resetting your mind, your ability to focus, and also your nervous system. Number two, okay, is you want to breathe and center yourself. Okay, so when you're taking that time, you want to breathe and center yourself so that you can focus better, because our most creative space is when we can think clearly, when we can think without distraction, and when we can focus on what it is that we're doing. So take a few breaths after you've disconnected from your world and jump in to the job at hand. Okay, that's when you're the most creative, is when you can focus down. And number three is, here's a question to ask yourself: do I have a vision for my future instead of memories of the past? Many of us ruminate about what happened yesterday, what happened, a month ago, what happened 5 years ago. Some of us are still living and wishing our husband or our wife would come back. So are you ruminating about the past, or are you open to creating a new vision for your future? So that's the question I want you to ask yourself, and ask yourself, what do I want in my life? And again, go back to number 1 and 2, to sitting, to setting aside time for some space and breathing. And when you ask yourself this, question how you can begin to change. Okay, what is it that you want in your life? What is it that you want to attract, and how can you do this? Okay. All right, so we got number 4. So you get to choose. Isn't it great that in life we get to choose? We get to make choices. Every day is a new day for opportunity. Every day is a new day for choice. And so I like to ask my clients, what emotions do you want to feel? This is one of the places that we go first when I work with them, is like, we want to talk about the internal compass. We want to talk about your innate natural GPS system. And there's emotions that we are used to running on, and they're related to our personality and our thoughts. So the questions you want to ask yourself and what you want to choose is, what emotions do you want to feel? And write those down. It could be moving from sadness and negativity and anger to joy and happiness and enthusiasm, feeling that God spirit alive in you. And what do you want your future to feel like? Because when we can embrace the emotions of how we want to feel in our future, then we can rapidly transpire that future and those emotions to come to us right now, here in the moment. Again, going back to number one and two and three, it's all about our thinking, our thoughts, and our personality. Okay. And so, number four is, what emotions that you want to fuel you, and then how can you stay in that space to feel those emotions? Okay. So you want to just take a moment to sit down until you begin to feel these emotions, and close your eyes and have a vision of your future, whether it's your romantic partnership, whether it's a new job, a new career, whether it's a new location where you're going to live. What does it feel like to be in that space? And your mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is your reality and what you're thinking in your thoughts. And so it makes sense, right? To have a vision for our future and actually have that vision attached to our emotions and know what it feels like, so that we can attract it, because it will come much more quickly when we can relate to the emotions and what it feels like, right? It's just like, if you think about eating an orange right now and you've got one in front of you, but you haven't put it in your mouth will probably start salivating if you like oranges, and you'll begin to taste it. And that's exactly the same thing with what you want in your financial future, your romantic future, your personal future, your career future, whatever it is. We can tap into that right here and now. And the other thing, the next step, is to rehearse in your mind who you're going to be. Who do you want to be when you wake up in the morning? And this is a great exercise to do in the morning. Who do you want to be? You want to close your eyes and imagine who you want to become. What does that look like? What does that feel like? What kind of inspiration do you need to be able to be that person, to have that energy, to have that enthusiasm? What are the things that you need to do? What are the choices that you need to make in order to be that person for this day? Okay. And then number five, you want to be able to make a decision about your thoughts. Like, we have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day, right? And most of those are negative. And don't feel bad if you can relate to that, because it's not just you, it's human nature. Like, we all have to work against those negative thoughts that come up. Okay. And so what you want to do is begin to have an exercise where you have awareness, and you can acknowledge those negative thoughts and then replace them with something positive. So decide on what thoughts that you want to bring to your future, and be aware of those thoughts that you don't want to have, that you don't want to be ruminating in your mind, and replace them with the thoughts that you really want. So instead of having some what ifs and negative thoughts about your future, even though you might have a desire over here to really want to step into a future where you are living in a new location because it just has been a dream of yours for a while. But then your mind and your old programming is going to say, well, I can't do it. It's too hard. I don't have enough money. Something else is going to get in the way. I'll start tomorrow. Well, guess what? Someday is not a day of the week. So you want to get rid of those thoughts because they're not empowering you, and replace them with empowering thoughts like, what if, you know, I was living in, the most desirable place that I want to. And what does that feel like? And then what are the steps that I have to take in order to get there? And you don't have to know the end result, right? It's really about the journey. It's not necessarily about the destination. And who thinks maybe it'll change at some point, right? But decide on what behaviors you need to change in order to get there. And you want to take responsibility. So we don't want to blame someone else out there and say, well, it's not happening because of you, or it's not happening because this happened to me in the past. And you have all these excuses. You want to get rid of those. And then also actually be consciously aware of the thoughts that are happening in your mind, so that the program from it will not be HRO. We want to be in the present moment, so that we're not thinking about and living from the past. And we're not waiting for the future to happen. We're in the present moment. And that is your most creative spot. That's your most loving spot. That's where miracles happen. That's your most powerful spot, is being in the present moment and being conscious and aware of your thoughts. So finally, you want to decide what emotions you want in your future. Okay. And this means if you want to be wealthy, you can't accept a poverty mindset. This means that if you want to be healthy, you can't accept your illness or your affliction, right? It's not who you are, only if you accept it and will it to be so. So you can will what you want for your future. And if you do this every day, I guarantee that you're going to be conditioning your mind and your body, because the two are connected, for a more powerful you, for an upgrade in your life. And these are really simple habits, as I said earlier when I started, that you can do every day. And then you want to measure. You want to measure every day so you can see what's working and to see your progress. And then you'll get there, right? So these are 5 tips and tools that you can use that are free, that you can adopt in your day to upgrade your life. And it all starts with your thinking. You are the gatekeeper between your ears. And this is where the most powerful thing happens. It begins in your imagination and in your body. These two are connected and they will work together so that you can be, an extraordinary person and step up to excellence in your life and embrace all that comes along with it, which is love and gratitude and miracles that you will create. Love, gratitude, and miracles that you can create. So again, if this is the first time we're meeting, this is Shelley Marenka with Inspired Living, and you can catch me here on YouTube. I upload every Tuesday, God willing, and then also I have a podcast channel, Living Inspired with Shelley Marenka, and you can join me in my private Facebook group, Women Wanting More. And if you want to see more about my programs and who I best work with, then go to smarenka.com, and I look forward to your comments below. Please give me a thumbs up, push the subscribe button, and share the love, and have an amazing day. Ciao for now.